I'd like to call the meeting to order, please. It is 1:30, and we're going to be very efficient today, so I hope. That's my goal. All right. Bob, are you all set? Okay, great, thank you.
She's not here, Mary Pickard.
Mary Pickard is not here. I'm not sure where she is. And we have a guest, Mike Zeldin. Welcome.
Oh, thank you.
And Tina and Barbara, you know. You know Mike? Bob?
Yes.
Okay. I didn't know whether you knew his last name or knew how to spell it and all that. All right. A reminder that this is an open meeting, and we must adhere to the open meeting law, which takes me and segues me right into, you all have a handout about the open meeting law, thanks to Jean Johnson, who came across an updated version and took the initiative to make copies for all of us. But I want to call your attention, don't put it to the back of your book. She wrote a note on it and said put it in the back of your manual. You have, if you look at your table of contents, a section, it's under number 10, and it says open meeting law. There is a old copy of the open meeting law in there. You need to put the open meeting facts that she handed out, plus she handed out an updated version of the open meeting law. Put that right there behind the open meeting law guide. Okay? So, and read it. I haven't read it myself, but I don't know what the changes are and what the updates are. So, but please do take a look at it so that you're aware of any changes about the open meeting law. All right, it's kind of an announcement, so I kind of segued right into the announcements. Do any of the board members have an announcement to make? Patty?
Yes.
Yes.
As you all know, I attend the meetings at the Littleton Housing Authority as representative from the COA. And Lisa Larrabee, the director of the Housing Authority, has now introduced me to a website called the Massachusetts Chapter of National Association of Housing and Redevelopment Officials. And she passed out at the meeting the other night a newsletter. And there's a lot of different interesting articles in it about housing at the state level, which I think will be interesting for our subcommittee on housing. So at our next housing subcommittee meeting, I will have copies of this. But Pam also suggested I go on the website and see if I can get it sent to me so that it's a monthly newsletter. So I haven't had a chance to read it because I've been a little under the weather. But her comment with it was, now you know why I have no money. I read the first couple of articles and they were all vetoed by the governor. So it's really kind of sad that they can't get everything they can get. But it should be interesting information for us.
Right, for all of us too. So that as chair of the housing subcommittee, if you could, use your judgment as to when information needs to be given to the rest of the board members. Thank you.
I can include that in reports.
Thank you. That would be helpful. Yes, Susan.
From the awareness subcommittee, I had Pamela print out a letter template that Kathleen Millette came up with, and then Pam played with it a little bit as we want to write letters about the housing and that, we're supporting it. And personally, as a citizen, this kind of helps you if you're not very good at coming up with your own thoughts and letters. It gives you a guide, and I used the not quite as good template when I started my letters. So, but it will be helpful, and we all should be writing letters supporting the housing bylaws.
Right, which are coming up at this November town meeting.
Right.
So I think
it's October.
Sorry.
October 30th.
October 30th. I was close.
Yeah, we always think of it as November. It's early this year.
It is. So thank you for that update. And I would encourage others and people out there to pay attention to what's going on with the planning board and the COA. The subcommittee has worked very hard on on some articles that are going to be brought up at the town meeting. And if you are inclined to support them, please do not hesitate to get the word out. And if you need help with that, then speak to a board member, and the ideas and thoughts for a template will be shared. We don't have to keep it, I don't think, just for ourselves. So I would encourage people to do that. Thank you, that's great.
I didn't get to the board meeting the other night.
The planning.
Give me an update.
The planning board meeting?
Yes.
They sat there, they listened to the thing, they said, oh, yeah, that's good, and they accepted all of the
How
changes.
good.
It went much more smoothly than the last one, yes. No changes in the wording at all. It was passed that they were going to put it on the warrant, and then they're moving forward now to this public hearing. That will be October 7th.
Are there other announcements? Thank you. This is great. I have another one, and that is that Kathleen Nola has resigned from the Council on Aging Board. And so we will have a vacancy to fill. And we haven't proceeded with that yet, so I can't fill you, I don't know exactly the timing of things and how that will all occur, but that will happen, so.
That's too bad.
Yes, it is. It is too bad. And just another quick reminder of to folks in general to take advantage of the neighborhood supper that the Council on Churches holds in Littleton on Tuesday nights at the Congregational Church, 5:30 to 6:30. It's a wonderful social time, and I encourage people to get out and take advantage of it. So I just like to get the word out and remind people about it. Other announcements? Yes, Pam?
I just have a quick announcement, and I want to pass this around to everyone. It's a thank you card from the occupational therapy student that we had with us this summer. Allie wrote, and she said, I'll just read you part of it. Working with you this summer pushed me to be creative and helped me realize just how much I learned during my first year of school. Thank you. This is to the participants for coming to Social Club every day, excited to participate, and thank you so much for opening my eyes to the potential of working with an incredible population that I hadn't really considered working with before.
Wow, well done. Job well done.
She did an awesome job when she was with us, and very nice of her to thank everyone.
What school was she from?
St. Louis, Washington.
Nice handwriting.
Nice, very nice.
Master's program in occupational therapy.
That's very exciting. And obviously, she enjoyed it.
And today was the kickoff day for our new round of Northeastern students. These are masters in nursing. This was their first day with Social Club. And Anne Marie reminded me that this is the 6th set of students that we've had from Northeastern.
Oh, no.
Wow,
Very successful program.
that is amazing.
They're in Porter, so they come faster.
All right, any other announcements before we proceed? No? Then we'll move on to the minutes of our last meeting, and I'd like to just thank Susan Dunn again, for filling in for you, Bob. We missed you. You weren't
Because I
here.
fill in reluctantly.
Susan did the job, so.
I make a motion, we accept the minutes.
Second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions? None. Thank you kindly. And thank you again, Susan. Friends, would you like to come sit with us, Barbara?
I think so.
I know people would like to hear what you might have to say.
Yeah.
So get to that microphone.
Okay, thank you
Friends,
very
these are-
much.
People always like to know what's going on, what activities the Friends has planned.
We have a little bit going on, too. First of all, I want to mention that right now the thrift shop is closed this week, the 11th to the 15th, because we're bringing in the winter clothes. It's been emptied of summer clothes, and now the winter clothes are on their way into the thrift shop. And then we open again September 18th. So come on in and browse around because we're finding some really neat things. Also, our first luncheon of the season is going to be Wednesday, September 13th. And Il Forno, the newest restaurant in town, is going to cater this luncheon for us. It is free for those coming, not for the friends, but it is free. And Selectman Chuck DeCoste wanted to get the seniors together so that they could, you know, ask questions if they needed to about what's happening in town or with the seniors. And so this is how we decided to do it. And so Chuck will be at the luncheon, and so will Cindy Napoli, and Joe Knox. All of those people will be there. So if you have any questions for them, then write them down now and so that you'll remember and ask them too.
That's December 13th?
That's this Wednesday.
No, it's
September.
September, Mary. It's this Wednesday. 2
Yes.
days from now.
Yes.
She had
Okay,
it,
I
yeah.
thought you said another month.
Okay, so then in October, and we haven't set a date yet for that because we're trying to see if we can get a certain caterer for it or if we're going to have to do it. But that's going to be the Oktoberfest celebration. And so just remember that in October, on a Wednesday, and we'll get you the date, there's going to be an Oktoberfest, our annual Oktoberfest. And we're working on that now. The Friends also have a few intergenerational programs going, and one of them is with the high school, and they're going to have a few students come in and check out the thrift shop and help because their teacher wants them to learn what it's like to be in a store and how to do things with merchandise and everything. And this is a special needs class that's coming. Cool. And of course, Nancy Levine has been working on all the other schools for intergenerational programs that we can do, reading to the kindergarten, and also we're working with the Girl Scouts. So, and I guess this program, you know, we've been working on these things for almost 5 years now, so, and they all go well, so. And at any rate, we have more to come eventually, and I'll be announcing those as we move along. And anyway, we hope that we're saying any seniors, young or older, are welcome to come and check us out. Check out the Council on Aging and come to different programs we have. So that's what I have this time. And
So is it saying, could you just remind folks how they get to sign up for your events like the...
that's
the
right.
luncheon? Yes.
In fact, I had it down. I forgot to read it. Thank you.
Well, I forget things too. I already remembered one thing I forgot today already, so...
We forget.
I know.
Shocking.
Yeah, at any rate, if you want to come to any of the Friends events, you have to call the COA office, 978-540-2470, and sign up. And please do that, because even with Il Forno, they're asking us how many people are going to come. We'd like to give them the correct number, and we know someone out there is going to walk in and say, I forgot to sign up, can I come? And someday it's going to come to the point where we're going to have to say, I'm sorry, you really can't come, you should have signed up. And Il Forno was expecting us to give them a number. And any caterer we have would like to have the closest number they can get. Not we sign up for 75 and 400 come or something. It's not
Even 100.
even 100. It's not something that we should have to worry about, and we do. Every single thing we do, we worry about it. So please,
said.
please work with us out there. And
Carolyn Harlow is thinking of leaving town.
Carolyn Harlow, we have made her an honorary member because no matter where she lives, she can come to our meetings. But she's not sure where she's going to live, and also, you know, if she can continue. So
That's too bad.
Have they sold our house?
they sold the house, and they were looking for another house. And this is something that, when you're talking about
Yeah,
housing,
okay.
we'll get to another time.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
So Barbara, before you leave, we should probably mention that there is a hard cap on the number of people that we can have in the multipurpose room.
Right.
And that's the other reason that we need people to sign up. The cap is 133 people, and we have to stay below that, including servers and people who are in and out for various reasons, the caterer themselves,
Sure.
obviously.
Yes.
So as your events are popular and fill up, people need to sign up because we are going to have situations in which we just cut it off.
This is great. I'm glad you mentioned all that because every single month we worry about the overflow, the people that didn't sign up, and they do come. And we get sympathetic and say, oh, well, okay, but we really, really need everyone to sign that sheet, call in and sign the sheet, because it makes it easier on us. And a couple of times we were low on food because so many extra people came, and that's not fair to the ones who signed up.
Right.
So,
We'll just keep getting the word out and, you
Yeah.
know, just
Good.
keep getting it out.
good, or we'll put a big sign up. We do have someone who would probably be good outside saying, no, you're not coming in.
Well, take time, but have everyone cross their name off.
We
that
do.
signed up.
Yeah.
We do, and yet I didn't sign up, is it okay?
Yeah, no, it isn't.
Yeah.
Hi.
You're hired.
We're outside.
Okay,
job, Jean.
your name's on that table now. Thanks.
Thank you, Barbara.
No, see, I have to apologize to Maureen because before the meeting started, I said I was going to make another announcement, which I forgot to make. So when I said to Barbara, I forget things myself. So my apologies, Maureen. And the announcement was to remind board members of the training that Emmett is giving this Friday in Winchester. And Maureen, it is from 9:15, I believe, yes, till 11:45 in the morning. And it's at the Jenks Center in Winchester. So you need to call because they do have a limited number of 30 people. And he is a popular provider of training. So just put it that way, he always does a great job. So,
Thank you.
I'm sorry, and I apologize
that's
about
fine.
that, and I apologize to the board for going backward on the agenda here.
Is this repetitious of what he does every year? And he did do it last year here.
He
No?
never is repetitious in any of his trainings.
I have that date again.
It is the 15th? No, yes, 15th, Friday the 15th, this Friday. From 9:15 to 11:45 a.m. in Winchester. In Winchester COA. I am not. I will not be able to
I
attend.
can't go Friday, I got dentist.
I can't go, I have to drive much.
Right. She's taking me for a follow-up appointment after my cataract removal Thursdays. So unfortunately, no. Or I'd love to go because I always enjoy his presentations. So. All right, now I think we can move on to old business. Anybody have anything else here? I'm the one that's making the errors today. All right, moving on. Report on the third Thursday. And the table we had, August 17th.
Well, I can give you a report. I went with Mary, or I helped Mary that night. It was a very active night, actually. It was very busy. And these little brochures that Pam had written up about the three items that are going to be discussed at the town meeting. Everybody who showed up at the table, I hopped out of my chair like I was a puppet. And I handed them this, and I walked through each of the articles, told them about the article, what it was all about, and that it was important for them to come to the town meeting, and reasons why they should vote for this. And not to my amazement, they didn't know anything about it.
Really?
No.
All the more reason to get some letters written and get it in the
Yes.
newspapers.
It's important that we get something in the newspaper. And they were interested in it. They took off with the paper, and I could see them reading it as they were walking to the next booth.
It's hard to get information out there. Yes.
My husband didn't know much about it, and he reads the Independent every week and all of that, and tries to stay up on what's going on, and he found that flyer to be really beneficial.
Yeah. So it goes to show that this only failed by 4 votes. So I know Pam is hopefully going to have a video made, and we'll have some local town meetings for the seniors during the day. But the rest of the town hasn't got a clue, which is very unfortunate. So even word of mouth
Right.
to talk about this is extremely important.
Well, all individuals, I think,
Yes,
need to.
all individuals.
Also,
And people were interested in.
People that aren't seniors need to be,
Yeah.
brought up to date.
And the thing that I emphasized, I have to admit, I'm standing there as a senior citizen, and I say, it's not gonna do anything for me, but it will
Right.
do something for you
That's a
and
very
your
good point.
children, because it's the future, it's really not today.
And it's good for Littleton, not just our current, it's good for the town to have
It
this.
is, and it will benefit the town if it's presented in such a manner that's just to show that it can benefit the town and the future. It's just not seniors, it's the town itself, and it's the future that we need to be talking about. So it was really successful that night. I was really glad I joined Mary. I thought it went very well.
Good.
I bet 20 people stopped at our table, and that was quite a few, I thought. I was there from 5 to about 7:15.
And if I can coattail on that, so the first meeting that we're going to have for seniors is going to be on October 5th in the morning. And we're going to be explaining to people what these 3 warrant items are and give people a chance to ask questions. Then October 7th in the evening is the planning board public meeting, and people are encouraged to either come to that or watch it on TV or pull it up on the computer later so that they can see what was discussed there. And then we're having a second meeting during the day for seniors, morning on October 12th. The 5th and the 12th will be in the broadcaster.
Now, I'd like to follow up one more comment, Marge, if I may.
Absolutely.
At last month's meeting, when I gave the report on the housing subcommittee, everybody around this table wanted a special board meeting on housing. And Pam subsequently sent out an email, because she was working for the video and whatever, and wanted the board to send in questions. And she gave 2 examples. And one person responded to that email with questions. So I questioned the need to have a board housing meeting if nobody participated by sending in questions. So I would like to pose the question to the board. Do you still want a housing?
I don't feel the need, but
It's up to you. I mean,
Being new, I find every bit of information that I find out is beneficial to me, just because I am not aware of a lot of things that go on. It just so happened that I wasn't here.
Well, that's a very good point, though. Thank you, Maureen. And I just wanted, it makes me think, board members all need to understand they can attend as a guest of subcommittee meetings, too, that you're not serving on as a member of. So, for example, you could also, if you chose to, be a guest at a housing subcommittee meeting sometime, too, to help you get more information. So the subcommittee meetings are open for guests, correct?
Well, and if I could make a suggestion, I can post that October 5th meeting to be a COA board meeting, so that if we have more than 5 members of the board there, we don't have a quorum problem. And that would be a great opportunity to both learn about it
That would
and
be
also hear what other
As
people,
opposed to the 18th.
as opposed to the 18th.
Right.
The video has been put off yet again, so there will not be a video available on the 18th from the planning board, but maybe by the 5th we'll have it.
We were hoping all along that that video would be ready.
To
but it's not
kickstart
gonna be.
things.
But that's okay, but board members can attend as guests, and that's a great idea to post it, and then if we have 2 or 3 guests,
And
the
we won't
board members
have
go,
a
it's not a
video next
problem.
week, but we may have it on the 5th, so if people want to come on the 5th with the seniors, because they've been made aware of it up at Shattuck Street, you can come that day as well. So we might want to cancel the meeting on the 18th that we've got
Right.
posted.
Right, the meeting that was originally scheduled for next Monday.
So do we need to make a motion to cancel that
Yes.
meeting?
Yes.
I move that we cancel the special housing board meeting on September 18th.
Second.
Thank you. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? None. Abstentions? None. All right.
Thank you.
Thank you. Well, thank you. The housing subcommittee has just done a wonderful job. and so
Unbelievable.
It is unbelievable, and so people need to be able to go and, take advantage of their information. They have a lot of information, so.
May I, we're talking about October 5th and 10th. I just want to make a reminder that on the 10th, or 5th and 12th, on the 10th, and it was in the broadcaster about the town flu shots downstairs. Everyone's aware of
That's an
that.
announcement, Mary.
Yeah,
Get that, we should have gotten that into the announcements in the beginning. Yes, you're right.
yeah, yeah.
What's this?
The flu town is providing? Is that
Flu
it?
clinic.
Flu clinic.
10 to 12.
Wow, time is flying.
It's in the broadcaster.
I know, time
Yeah.
is just flying.
Bob needs
Thank you,
the
Mary.
information. It's on the 10th. What time?
I
Mary?
think it's 10 to 12.
Yeah, I think it is, yeah.
10 to 12.
Downstairs, 103. They did it last year, too.
And that's a great, anyone out there should take advantage of it and get your flu shot.
When I talked to Neshoba Nursing to set that up for 103, she said that there was going to be another one in town, but at that point, they had not yet secured the place and the date. But I would really urge people to come to this one on the 10th.
Great.
Don't wait around and wait for another one to crop up.
What's Ally's last name?
I'll have to give you the spelling of it. I'll have to give you the spelling of it later.
She's going to give it the spelling of it to you later.
Oh, okay.
Farren. I couldn't remember if it was E or A.
S-A-R-R.
F.
F-A-R.
F is in Fred.
A-R-R-E-N. Sorry, last name.
Oh. Thank you. All right. Anything else about Third Thursday and housing? All right, moving on. Pamela, we have an update on our outreach coordinator hiring.
Da-da-da-da! The outreach coordinator starts tomorrow.
Yay.
Very happy to announce that. Nicole Lawrenson accepted the position, has passed all of the various barriers that we put in the way, and she'll be starting with us tomorrow. So if you get a chance to stop in sometime this week, you can say hi to her. She's, as I've mentioned before, she was an outreach coordinator in Merrimack Valley, so she's well aware of what outreach people do. I think she'll be able to hit the ground running, and I think Tina might be looking forward to her coming on board.
Is she full-time?
Yes.
Where's she gonna sit?
She will be in what we've always called the Shine office, which will now be known as Nicole's office.
Yes.
And John Borowski, the veterans agent, has graciously consented to let us use his office on Wednesday afternoons for Shine appointments. 'Cause we have usually pretty full house on Shine.
Wonderful. I'm surprised that you were able to find a place for her to.
She'll start when, October 12th?
Tomorrow.
Tomorrow.
Yep.
September 12th?
She hasn't met the board, has she?
Well,
That
she met-
wasn't nice.
Excuse me, I was participating in that.
Marge was on the selection committee.
She knows me anyway.
She met Pam and Tina, that's all
And
that's
me.
necessary. Oh, she did,
I was on
okay.
the interview interviewing
Good for
committee.
you.
No,
LAW.
interview committee, but I met her.
L-O-R-E-N-S-O-N.
LOREN.
E-N-S-O-N. Nah.
Okay. Congratulations and welcome. Nicole, everybody will be welcoming you tomorrow.
We had
Okay.
some excellent, excellent candidates. We were very fortunate.
Oh, yes. That's good. And, yes. And there were quite a few candidates.
14.
14 in all.
Wow.
So it was really a great opportunity, and I was pleased that I was involved. So, and that I could represent all of you in that endeavor.
I am still looking, though, for a van driver, for someone who would like to work guaranteed 1 day a week, perhaps 2. If you know anyone, you don't have to have a CDL. You can just have a regular driver's license. You do have to have a clean driving record and a clean urine test. So if you know anyone, send them to talk to me.
What would be the hours on that?
Oh, roughly 8 in the morning till about 4 in the afternoon.
Okay.
Okey-dokey. And you know, our new business was to talk about the meetings on the 5th and the 12th. Do you have anything else to add to that about those, Pamela? So,
Well, as Bob said when he watched the housing, or the planning board meeting last night, or were you in the back and I didn't see you at the planning board meeting? It went smoothly in terms of the warrant items. I think the important point to make to people, and Ed Mullins made it, the chair at the meeting, is how these 3 items hang together. So the first one, for the first time, gives us the potential of having greater density, which is well bounded, can't be more than 2 bedrooms, et cetera. The second item enforces affordable units, and that will help us to get control over 40Bs instead of 40Bs controlling us. And then the third item is setting up the Affordable Housing Trust as a way to begin to accumulate money that we can put forward into projects. So it's really a package deal, and for the first time, will move us away from this 1 house, 1 acre zoning, which has really spawned all of these very large houses. So, looking forward to October 5th. I think there'll be some great discussion that day. And I really hope that members of the board come to that and hear what people have to say, as well as lend your own questions.
Was there any age or income restriction on that?
So, there was spirited discussion about the age part, and the decision was made to not make it deeded at over 55, and there's a variety of reasons for that, which I will explain at the October 5th meeting. But rather to positively encourage design that would be to the benefit of seniors, such as a bathroom adjacent to a bedroom that is on the first floor, and requiring what's called 0 entry, no steps up. So there has to be at least 1 entrance that you can get into the house without having to mount steps, things like that. So it makes it slanted towards older people without putting in the age restriction. And then the affordable aspect of it gives us the second piece, requiring them to provide the affordable housing, gives us the potential to have some housing that people can afford. When I went to Carlisle to see Benfield Farms, their program is set up there. They have 27 units. They all count on the Affordable Housing Index, which is the number that keeps you from having 40Bs. But theirs is structured such that assets don't count against you. So if you are low income and you are old enough to move in there and you're on the waiting list and get into position, it doesn't matter that you sold your house and you have a couple $100,000 in the bank. They don't hold that against you, where all of the subsidized housing here in town, you can't have assets to get into those. Also, for the first time, will give us a chance.
Can I have assets to get into a DD?
There's a limit on what you can have. And then, of course, this also this gives us the first possibility of having assisted living or independent living units in town.
I guess it pays to be a senior with a low income, huh? You could
I wouldn't say that's a real advantage.
you could
From what
fit
you're saying,
in.
it will not be as tough as it was before.
Right.
It won't be as tough as it
right.
was, but it's still not great to be a senior with a low income. Just to give you one little tidbit that I picked up from the tour when we were at Benfield Farms. Now, it took them almost 10 years to get this project put together. It was $11 million. The town had to put in $1 million. They had a nonprofit developer that worked with them and got their funding from a variety of sources. But they were really forward-thinking because they realized that by the time it was built, the seniors who would be 62, which was the base age for that, they would be the first generation that had no pensions because they worked for companies that instead of offering a pension, offered a 401k. They were also going to be people who didn't have a 401k because if they had one, they either lost it in the recession or cashed it out or never even started one. A lot of people didn't even start a 401k. So they were coming in with Social Security. That was it. And the other piece of it was that they would have seniors, and this they did from looking in Carlisle. And I know what you're all thinking, Carlisle, wow. This was the first group that was going to sell their homes and not own them free and clear. So that meant that they were not going to get $600,000 for their home. They were maybe going to get a couple $100,000 because they still had a mortgage. Albeit probably a second mortgage or a line of credit or whatever. But they realized 10 years ago, well, let's say 8 years ago, they realized that that was going to be the situation. Very forward-thinking, very forward-thinking.
Carlisle, I remember as being a well-to-do town.
That's the way you think of it, yes. And people
Yeah.
think of Littleton as being a
People think of
well-to-do
Littleton the
town.
same way, but look at our actual numbers. So,
But Carlisle has 3 acre zoning and we have 1 acre. We're just a little bit less.
Have you heard the expression house poor? So you live in a house that you can turn over on the market for $400,000, $500,000, $600,000, but you already owe $225,000 on a second mortgage, and oh, by the way, you haven't put a roof on it in 15 years. And
and at some points, they only are using 2 or 3 rooms, which are all they can afford to furnish.
Right.
one other little tidbit that I wanted to throw out there, last spring, we passed the accessory dwelling. Or was that last fall that we passed accessory dwelling? I think it was last fall we passed accessory dwelling, which meant that you could have an in-law apartment. There were dire predictions that we would be flooded with applications. Anyone want to guess how many applications?
0.
Yeah.
1. Okay, close.
For heaven's sakes.
So,
Just
That sounds like a good
goes to
deal.
show.
Yeah.
But sometimes. Okay, anything else?
no, I think that's good on housing. I'm really looking forward to the 5th. This is a really good thing for Littleton.
I'm excited about that too. I unfortunately will not be able to attend that either, because that's the day after I have my second cat. But I'll get there. So,
Do you know
get to
what
the others?
Do you know what time it would be on the 5th? I have a doctor
10:30.
appointment.
10:30, it's right on your,
It's on the agenda, Mary.
Okay,
All right.
I'll try to change it.
Before we move into our reports, I just would like to let our guests know that I will open the meeting after the
Yuck.
reports. If that's okay with the guests, and open meeting to take comments if you have them, or.
My
you'd like to speak.
appointment's at 10:45.
All right, and just because Tina's sitting there, and I'm thinking it would be nice to be able to let her give her report, so that she can, I know she has a packed full agenda, even though it helps when I'm tomorrow. So,
Tina's already made appointments for tomorrow.
already, you've got it plugged right in, huh, Tina?
Well, I have all the cases ready.
Good for
I'm
you.
just kidding. If you're listening, Nicole, we're just kidding.
Yeah, you do get a little orientation, Nicole, I'm sure. Quite a bit of orientation, probably. All right. If there's nothing else, we'll move on to the reports quickly and go from there. And I failed to welcome Bob back. He was among the missing there at our last meeting because he was away. So we're glad you're back, Bob.
Thank you.
Especially Susan.
Yes.
Okay, there's nothing spectacular. If you notice on the regular budget, I'm sorry, on the March budget, the numbers are only there for monthly riders for July because they get them in so late that sometimes it's the next month, but we'll keep them up to if we get them in. There were 512 riders in July.
Wow.
But obviously, the driver's hours were almost doubled in August, so there had to be a lot of traffic. Nothing spectacular for changes there. The other budget, there was nothing spectacular except that I noticed that there's no item in the town. I said to Pam that they left out the one on other, so she can't spend any other money this year.
No, they budgeted me $56 in it.
Any questions on that?
No, and thank you for doing this because it helps us to have a sense of things, I think, just to know,
Right.
a little bit about what's going on with funds.
And you have your trial balance summary, which, don't forget that the minuses at the top.
Right.
It says balance, the minuses are pluses, and the pluses are minuses. So,
So you're totally confused.
you're reading accounting, not sensible. So anyway, I don't think there's anything spectacular there. Emergency assistance is 18,008, which is good. The van fund is 10,000. The transportation gift fund is 37,000, which is very helpful. And then the Cooper gift and the Swan gift are both still registered there.
I'd like to point out that up until July 1st, the Friends had been paying 2 hours a week towards Tina's salary. When she just worked 30 hours, that was to bring her up to the 30 hours. And then when the town converted to a 40-hour position for her, they brought us up to 40 hours. In this year's budget, which started July 1st, I'm very happy to announce that the town has voted complete funding for Tina's position, which means that not only do we not need the money from the Friends anymore, we also don't need to use our formula grant money for Tina, which is great. And that allows us to use that money in other ways. One of the ways we used it last year was to pay for some of the furniture.
What about the second person? Is that, they're not gonna use that either?
That's fully funded under the town.
They're both fully
Right.
funded.
Both fully funded under the town. And of course, then the town has also given us this half-time driver position. This has been a real statement by the town of real support for what we provide.
Thanks, Joe.
It's all on
Good,
Joe.
good, good.
I have a question about the office budget. Is this cumulative from month to month?
On the right-hand side it is.
So July's COA director said 2897, August said 5795. Am I to assume that that's just,
I worked a lot harder.
Okay.
you work hard every day, but is
Now
that?
Bob can explain it.
The balance is what's left in the budget from the budget. The next line over is what has been actually expended. So for instance, if you read the top line, the COA director has $75,628 in her budget. For salaries that we have expended $8,692.80, and the balance in the account now is $66,935. And you just read all of them down that way.
Okay, thank you.
And it gets fuller and fuller as the year progresses.
Yep. All right. And Pamela, you're on again with your monthly report.
I'm talking a lot
So-
today. So I don't have a written report, I apologize for that, but I can give you the information that's going to be contained in it. First of all, I'd like to bring everyone's attention to the brochure
I was wondering if our guests would like a copy of that.
Joe's going to get one in his packet tonight.
Oh, okay.
So this was, we received a grant.
Mike's got one.
Yeah, we received a grant from Channel 15 to raise awareness of what we were doing. And fortunately, Paul Tokmakian on our staff is a very skilled graphic artist, and he put together this nice brochure that tells about outreach, the activities that we offer, mention some of the health and wellness kinds of events that happen on a regular basis, talks about some of the financial aid that's available, fuel assistance, et cetera, mentions our nutrition program and the variety of things going on there, and also talks about transportation. These are just thumbnail sketches because it's very hard to get everything that you want to say in a brochure, and then on the back has information about, in general, how to contact us by phone, by email, mentions the website as a source of information, et cetera.
When was this printed?
It was printed,
It's not up to date.
well, you see, that's the unfortunate thing about anything that's on paper. As soon as you print it, it's out of
Yeah.
date. So,
And that was discussed, I remember, we talked about that.
yeah.
Yeah, we did.
You know, it's an unfortunate byproduct of the printing world that they want you to print a lot, and they're cheaper when you print a lot. So you're talking about the fact, she's talking about the up-to-date of being board members.
Right.
But it's not the correct
And that's not
board members.
hugely important.
Right. If anyone calls, I can certainly inform them as to who the real board members are.
And the truth be known, I mean, some of the events and activities could change too. I mean, you can't, always,
Not etched in stone.
that's right.
Right. But the intent was to use this to raise awareness, and so as you travel through the building, you'll see it around. We use it at Third Thursdays. There's some over in the library. We've dropped some off at the various housing places. We routinely hand them out to people when they ask about what we're doing. So I just wanted you to see that. I believe tomorrow we're going to receive what we put the rest of the money towards, which is a similar brochure about Social Club and the caregiver support that we offer. And again, Paul worked very hard on that, and what I like about this is I feel like it's attractive and welcoming,
Yes.
and same for the one for caregiving, so.
They're nice pictures of you two.
There was a photographer that did those pictures that's especially skilled.
Very nice.
What about hospitals?
Sure,
I mean, that might be another place for the social
Absolutely.
service departments in the hospitals.
Absolutely.
To give out.
Good point.
although
It's really an attractive brochure, I think. Very nicely done.
Very nice, very,
very
very
pleased
nice.
with the way it
Very
came out.
professional.
Yes,
Speaks well for the town.
very nice.
So I just wanted to show that to you. I told you about Nicole starting. I do want to call out a couple of items, activities, classes that are starting this month. Brains and Balance is back. Those of you who took Brains and Balance in the spring know that it was a very, very popular, evidence-driven class. Holly Couveau is running that for us. This is a 10-session, runs from now into December, 10-session class. And the work behind Brains and Balance is based on the idea that when you do exercises that challenge your balance, and then take time to do exercises that challenge your brain, both are benefited from the other. So getting better balance makes your brain work better, and making your brain works better gives you better balance. So anyone who's interested in that class, it's $25 for the whole 10 sessions, which is a very reasonable price. Sign up in the office. Seats are limited in there. There's only so many people that she can take in that class. Holly's a great
I've heard good
instructor.
reports on it.
She's a great instructor.
Yeah,
She brings
yeah.
all kinds of different ways to challenge your balance and sets up different kinds of obstacle courses. And
Good
people have
reports.
reported having improvement in as little as 3 weeks. She sends you home with homework too. The other thing I want to remind people of, this is going to come up early in October, is the AARP driving class. We have the AARP certified instructor for the driving class. Again, that's limited seats, and Dave is back, He was here in the spring, very successful class. That's a one-time class that meets from 10 to 3 in October. So if you're interested in that, look it up in the broadcaster, give us a call, and we can sign you up. There is a cost for that class, $10 if you're an AARP member, $15 if you're not. We are underwriting part of the cost of that class from the department. We talked about the housing presentations, and right now it looks like we're going to hold those in room 233 unless we get a real overflow, in which case we'll move to a larger room, but that's the plan currently on that. What can I say? It's September, Labor Day's gone, and we are very busy. And Bob pointed out with the driving that we had almost twice as many hours for the drivers. So transportation remains a crucial item and very, very busy item.
Actually, things didn't seem to slow down a whole lot during the summer.
No, 512 is a lot of rides in July.
Yeah, 512 used to be our top
Right.
back in the day.
And not in the summer.
No, not in the summer, it would slow down.
And you've all probably seen the new van on the road, the new bus. It's
That's a
a
delight.
happy little camper.
Have we had responses from people using it? Do they really enjoy it?
Well, the drivers do.
The drivers, I'm sure the drivers do. Do they argue over who's gonna get to use it?
The air conditioning works.
Oh, wow. Well, we're very fortunate, I think, that we have been so lucky, and people have worked so hard to help us. Tina, I think you're on. Pamela, I don't mean to.
Nope, that's good.
Are you done? Okay.
Come on down, Tina, come on
Yep,
down.
Come on up to the microphone.
Hi. Okay, well, basically, it was another busy month, and we're working on the fuel assistance research, and we try to stress to everyone that you really need an appointment because appointments are booked so solidly. It will be a lot easier, I think, going forward, but we still will probably keep the appointments in need for people to make. We had the MIT researchers in to interview people who wear the personal response system last Friday, and it was very well received, and it went really well, and they're still conducting a few phone interviews, and they'll get back in touch with us with the outcome.
Slower.
I'm sorry.
What were the researchers doing?
MIT is doing a research study on the personal response system, the bracelet or the necklace that people wear. Some call it Lifeline.
Okay.
Some call it that, but there's another program called Lifeline, which can be confused in it. So we call it PERS, P-E-R-S.
Thank you. That's fine, you can go ahead.
And if there are others in the community that would like to participate, we could put them in touch with Mike Dempsey and his team, and they'll provide the interview, looking to improve that program, which is good. Also, currently right now, we do have a family who's willing to donate a ramp, that they have a portable ramp to a Littleton resident, and if we can't find someone here in town, they'll extend their search. And we have the most, our second year of TRED, and we have the most applicants this year. We have 12 this year. We had 3 last year, approved applications, and we're looking forward to that committee providing TRED assistance for those property owners who need tax relief. And, let's see. One of my senior tax workers has availability in her car to drive 3 people to the community supper on Tuesday nights. She said with advance notice, she can squeeze 3 people into her vehicle, but 2 she could do. So just let me know, and I can put someone in need in touch with her. Let's see. The community-supported agriculture is probably getting ready to wind down, but you wouldn't know it yet because we're still getting a lot of good produce from that program, and it's going to those people in need and to people at the diner as well as the diner.
That was funded by the Rotary Club, who shares from the CSA.
That's really great.
It's been great. It's
Lady
really
Farm.
gotten people to really be concerned about their nutrition and having more fresh vegetables in their diet. It's been very good. Of course, the other end of the program, the under 60, has been very busy also. And I know that doesn't affect this board as much, but just to know that's a very growing population with a lot of needs and a lot of concerns.
Hence the need for a second outreach.
Yes,
program.
that would be great, yes.
That would be helpful.
Do you keep numbers based on age, like how many calls are made with regard to seniors as opposed to with regard to not seniors?
Yes, the second half of this outreach form that you get has the under 60 duplicated and unduplicated numbers in the
Okay.
categories of general information,
Okay.
financial need, food shopping assistance, that sort of
Okay.
thing. So it's right there.
Great, thank you.
Good. You're welcome. Are there any other questions? Pamela, Nicole, and I will be attending part or one day each of a conference that we go to annually, and it will be in Danvers this year.
Your old stomping grounds.
I know.
At least it's not too far to drive.
No,
Yeah.
that's why it makes it a good day trip if we all choose a different day.
Yeah.
It works out fine because it's not like going to Falmouth,
Right,
which is a
yeah.
little bit more difficult, and you want to carpool when you do a trip that long.
To Danvers?
No, to Falmouth would be you want to carpool.
No,
Danvers,
but you're going to
you
go
can
to Danvers?
We think we all are going on different days.
You know what else is in Danvers?
Onion Town.
I think I missed one thing. There was a Lifeline Systems, there was a portable ramp donated to help a Littleton family. We can offer rides for 3 people in the community supper on Tuesday, and there was something in between there which I didn't get.
Was it the Tread?
Thank you.
Okay, Tread. That committee is meeting September 20th, and then we'll find out from there how much is being granted.
Where's that meeting at?
Where are they meeting, September 20th?
Well, it's still not absolutely cast in stone that it's going to be September 20th. That will be in the assessors' conference room, room 205.
Yep.
Room 205.
205, thank you.
The thing is, with that number of people applying, the TREAD program is dependent on donations from people to make it happen. And I think the Awareness Committee probably needs to think about some ways in which they can push the TREAD program to the community in general to get donations for it, because it's going to mean less money for the number of people. If we do all 12, it's going to be, and it would be very helpful to have more publicity for people to donate to it, because that's what it's all donation. So.
Right.
And it's very effective for very poor people in the community who need to have that kind of resource, and they can apply for it. And I'm so pleased that now that we have 12 people who applied as opposed to just 3 last year. So.
And it benefits everybody across the board age-wise. It isn't just seniors. Is that correct?
Well, the disabled have.
Seniors and the disabled.
Seniors and the
E is
disabled.
elders. It's tax relief for elders and the disabled. It's a state statute that it's based under, so we didn't have any flexibility in how we decided to do that.
Okay, great, good to know.
Primarily seniors are the ones that benefit from this. But it has no town funding for it at all. It is, as Bob said, all completely voluntary donations.
That's it, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Tina. Okay. Do board members have any other?
Do our guests want
I'm
to say?
taking care of that. I'm meeting up to that, Mary, thank you.
Don't we have to vote on the,
We do have to vote on the minutes.
On the
but I
reports.
just wanted to be on the reports, that's right. But I just wanted to be sure there was no other discussion or anything about, no?
I move that
No
we,
signal, that's not on, huh?
I don't know what you're talking about. The
Turn-
TV is on, you can see it.
Well,
over
turn your head.
That doesn't matter, that.
That doesn't matter?
No.
Oh, okay.
That means there's not a computer connected to that.
Oh,
Okay,
okay.
let's take a vote on the
May we
reports.
go
I will-
ahead?
I move that we accept the reports as presented.
Right.
Second, thank you. All those in favor of accepting the reports? think it was unanimous. Any opposition? Or abstentions? No. Thank you. Now, I'm thinking, I'm thinking about Maureen, because I know she has a dentist appointment to go
She
to.
has
so-
to leave in 10 minutes.
So, but I'd like to open the meeting, certainly to our guests, if they would like to be heard. Just let me know, and we can make a name. That's it.
If I can, just two things.
Would you like to come to the
Find
mic
it.
so people can hear you, Joe? Where, it's televised, you know, so we have to make
Yeah,
sure.
we want to
people
get a
can hear you.
close look at you.
Just two things. First thing, at my meeting tonight during my selectman input, would you want me to mention the senior housing thing that you're doing for October 5th?
Oh, that'd be very nice.
That'd be wonderful.
Because we have a lot of seniors that turn TV on to watch us, and I have no idea why, but it's
October
true.
5th and then the 12th. too.
12th, yeah.
Yeah.
The second thing is, just quickly, the selectmen got a preliminary report on the space study that was done. It's preliminary, and it's not written out in full form. I'm extremely disappointed that it didn't come out earlier, because when I met with a gentleman back in the end of June, early July, he had actually suggested we'd probably get the first part of the report in the month of August and the full thing in September, because I think when we get this done, it's more important. There's going to be 4 different sections on what might happen if the library goes through, if it doesn't go through, and what could happen in this building, whatever. But that's coming, and it's extremely important for the seniors to be heard on this one. And
Yeah.
when the report comes out, I encourage you to be at the meeting so you can see. I haven't seen the report. I've just said, this is what could happen if this happened, this is what could happen when that happened. But I just wanted to mention to you that the very preliminary thing we just got in our mail packet this weekend, but the full report's not due till, I think, mid-October.
So we should be watching carefully for your meetings, the
Yes.
board, when the selectmen are discussing that in October, or after
Well,
we get it?
it'll probably be mentioned tonight, because we did get that first preliminary thing, but from here on in, hopefully we'll be getting information every meeting to find out when the full report comes out, so we can all put input and say,
All right, we need to make.
So you-
Can you share with us any of the preliminary information?
You just
It was so preliminary, it was just, the gentleman's gonna offer 4 different options. The options would be to try to change things in this building itself, making expansions, and I'm not even doing it in the right order, but I mean, if the library were to pass, and we have that extra space down below, how could we do that? If we choose to have a building outside of this building, what would it leave for space in here, and what would it do? So there's like 4 or 5 different, there's 4 different things he's going to report on, and that will be coming up in
Okay,
next month.
so board members need to pay attention to the select.
And you'll give us a heads up.
Oh, God, yeah.
Yes.
Because
Is there, Joe, is there
the board is
anything?
very keenly aware of all department needs, not just individual needs, but they're definitely, since I've been on the board this last time through, the interest in the seniors, I can happily say, is climbing. That's why I'm at meetings now that we never did before, but we certainly know the needs that you have for space, but we want your support when it does come out, so you can say, I don't like this, or could we do this, or could we make those changes, or whatever. So that's coming up.
That's great to know, thank you.
Joe, did you say that was in your packet?
I just saw it on last
Because that
night.
means that it'll be posted on the website?
I'm not sure.
If it was in your packet, it should be posted on the website.
I just.
I'll check.
The packet's that thick, and
I know,
at the end of the
I know.
night, that's where I saw it. I think I'm next to the last page. And by then, it was like 10 o'clock at night, so I'm not gathering all the information I should,
I'll take a look at it for everyone, and I'll let you know if I find
Thank
anything
you,
there.
Joe.
Thank you,
Yes,
Joe.
thank
Joe.
you, thank you.
And thanks for your interest.
Yes, we
Pam, do you-
appreciate your presence.
Do you have a copy of last month's minutes?
On me?
Not on you, can you send them to me, because we did not get them. in the
Aren't
mail.
they in that packet?
Yes,
I didn't email them out to you?
I didn't see them in the packet,
They're right
Oh, they're
here.
in the packet.
they're in the
They're right
packet.
here.
but I'd like, if you have it online, I'd like it.
Absolutely.
Right here. It's right here anyway, you can have it.
He wants an electronic
Okay.
version.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay, all right,
That's fine.
that's good. Mike, yes.
Yes, my name is Michael Zeldin. I'm the chairman of the Master Plan Implementation Committee.
Come
And-
sit at our guest,
Oh, okay. Well, I figured that since I come more
I'm
than
sorry,
once.
well, yes.
then you get the
We
microphone.
wanted
That's the
everybody
hot
to hear
seat.
you.
That's the hot seat.
Oh, yes, of course. Well, I just wanted to let you know that on Wednesday, I'm supposed to give a presentation to the Rotary Club. And the reason I'm mentioning to you is I'd like to take that excellent brochure that's floating around about the housing, the housing initiatives here in Littleton, and incorporate that into what I'm doing. Yeah. Unless there's an objection, and it's just something that would, and the reason I'm suggesting the Rotary Club is that the members there are very active in town and have many, shall we say, both social and business connections with many residents. So generally, everything that gets discussed at the Rotary, shall we say, leaks out rather rapidly. And since the committee I'm working with and chairman of is very supportive of this and some other initiatives associated with seniors, I thought it'd be a good idea to include this in the presentation, and what you're giving me is, hopefully, is something that will make it a little bit more graphic.
I think it's a wonderful handout.
It is, it's very explanatory.
And
it's a great idea.
Marin Toohill in the planning department looked at it, and she's fine with it.
We don't need it, we got it last
Well,
year.
I mean, I'm just
Didn't get
talking
a
about
copy of that.
the use for the Rotary. I just don't want to
Right,
use a
right.
piece that you're not happy with. That's, for public consumption. So it is
No,
not
no,
what
no,
you-
that's fine.
All right.
So,
was the
and
reason.
if the planning board is, feels good about it too, that's a
Well,
good sign to get the information out. We're all consistent.
It's your folks that I'm more interested in.
I know.
Yeah.
But we have been working, not the entire board, but our subcommittee's been working so closely with them, but they, they're comfortable with the wording and everything on it, so.
Okay.
Did
I
you
think it's
pass
great.
out a copy of that? I didn't get one.
It wasn't in your packets today,
No.
no, but we
No.
can get you a copy, Mary, if you'd like one.
Yes.
Sure, can we, Pam? Do we have
Sure,
it?
I
absolutely.
would too.
Yeah.
Is the
You can
board
send it to me,
comfortable with
email.
Mike taking this?
Oh,
I mean,
absolutely.
I'll be using something else if you said no. I'm just saying, this is just.
Marge,
No,
it's just
that's a
easy-
very good.
Okay,
she doesn't
this
want it
is
by email.
Easier.
Pass it down, would you please, and give this to Mary, so she doesn't get the email too much.
Do you have one?
No.
You want
Oh, Mike doesn't have one.
I'll send one.
All I need is
I'll
just.
send you an electronic one.
Yeah, and then I can
Yeah, send me one
duplicate
more.
it as required.
I want one too.
See
I'll
that?
send it to everybody.
Everybody will
I'll
get
send
one.
it to everyone
Everybody will get one.
electronically.
Did you see that? It's good. Okay.
Everybody will get a
Good.
copy electronically, so it is great. So it's a good handout.
That's
Okay.
good.
All right, well,
Thank
that's
you.
wonable, thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you, that'll be.
Thank you.
Use all the help we can get in getting the word out, I think
Yeah.
that's important.
And the other organization that, I'll have to look at my schedule, but I won't be seeing them, I think, for a while. But the other just a suggestion is the Small Business Association of Littleton. They have about 90 members. I don't know what percentage of them are actually Littleton residents, but it's another broadcast site.
Well, a lot of them own businesses in Littleton.
Well, they operate businesses
Yeah.
in town. And
What's the name of it?
The Littleton, I believe their secretary or treasurer is in our presence.
I'm the vice president.
I'm sorry. I just demoted him, but now I'll bring it back. That's because he's so young.
Littleton Business Association?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. So if, I think if you just send it to them and let them know that you're interested in
I thought
this,
the
that,
dentist
as a launch point.
Enjoy.
You're a busy man, Mr. Knox.
Well, thank you very
All
much.
right, well, thank you.
Thank you, Mike.
No, we appreciate your help and support, and have a good dentist appointment. So, all right. Have we missed anything? We almost made it on early. Well, we are early, I think, but have we missed anything here? Anybody? Did I forget to take a vote other than to adjourn the meeting?
We haven't done that.
Make a motion, we adjourn the meeting.
I second.
All those in favor?